Hi there, and welcome back to Q the Health Podcast. I'm Ashley Martin, the hostess with so much love. For you listening, Q the Health is here to help you take the right action for your health, healing, and well being. We are back for the final part of keeping the real in relationships. We'll wrap up what helps all of the other things: the respect, the empathy, the emotional intelligence and management, the attitude adjusting, right? Um, to the final part of keeping the real in relationship, which is the love and the listening. Love and listening. Now, love, another word that makes a big difference in our lives. It is both a thing, a noun, and it is also an action, something that you actually do. It has many different languages and ways it's expressed, but it's key to relationships. And I think it's funny that how you can love somebody, right? And not necessarily like them, but that love is something that lingers and allows things to still happen in a good way. You can love and like somebody at the same time, um, which is good and optimal when you have both, right? Both in one. But love is a thing that is needless to say is extremely important in our relationships, and it makes a big difference in our lives. And in fact, we are told and shared again through the book um, ways of loving, how to love, what love is, what is not. Again, it's defined many different ways. But if you were to check out First Corinthians chapter 13, which is not just for married couples, right? It's also for single people. It's also for people who may be divorced. It's also for people who may have lost a spouse and the spouse has transitioned. It's a way to help us to walk, right? It's to enhance our love walk. And it's a good model. It's a good model to show us again the difference between what love is, what likability is, what hate is, Love is a big thing that makes a big difference in our lives, right? A big thing. And we were created to receive love and to give love, a part of, us being created for worship. That's all a part of all part of the equation, all a part of it. Um, the other L that's extremely important with love, um, and that's far from a loss, is listening. You've probably heard this before, but it's worth reminding all we have 2 ears and one mouth for a reason. Again, we have 2 ears and one mouth for a reason, right? So some keys to unlock how listening helps us in relationship. One, active listening. Again, another term you may have heard. Active listening is one of those things that can take you the distance in a relationship. And I do believe that there is a difference between hearing something and listening to something. You may just heard something in passing, right? The ice cream man is going to be here at 4 o'clock. Yeah, I heard that. The ice cream man is going to be at 4 o'clock. Press pause. Okay, that means listening. That around, if I want some ice cream, around 3:45 or 3:30, perhaps, if you need a little bit more time, I need to do what I need to do to have everything ready so that when the ice cream man is here at 4 o'clock, I'm prepared to get what I need to get from the ice cream man. What's the point? You can hear one thing, but listening involves the extra step of thinking through, okay, what needs to be done, right? What else needs to be done to prepare for a moment? What else needs to be done within a moment? And so what does that require? Being attentive, paying a little bit more attention, again, pressing pause for the cause and thinking through some things. That requires listening to understand and then responding. That requires paying attention to perhaps what's not being said when you're dealing with another party, right? Sometimes we need to pay attention to what's being said and sometimes what's not being said. And then gaining clarity when you need to. Gaining clarity when we need it. Extremely important. And with love and listening, you really can't go wrong. You can't go wrong unless your actions are doing something outside of those things, right? Love and listening both help to avoid unnecessary assumptions. And it can help you navigate the best and the worst of times and everything in between. It can do that. So here's to and cheers to you keeping it real in your relationships, keeping that respect, keeping that empathy, that emotional intelligence, adjusting your attitude as needed. And then finally, walking in love and listening where necessary. If you know someone who could benefit from hearing these nuggets and putting any of the seeds, don't hesitate to share it with them. And if something has worked for you and if you want to share with others, don't hesitate to leave it in the comments on YouTube. Until next time.